Hey everyone, it's your girl Beauty by CD. Today I'm going to do a video on microlinks. So we're going to get started. I'm using 6 packs of bundle hair, and this technique I learned it from Dreamcatchers. I am a licensed stylist, so this is not really a tutorial. This is just more of giving you exposure to see how this technique is done. A lot of people don't know about microlinks. Specifically, I would say African Americans don't know about microlinks because they think they can't get it. But you really can. This is for anyone who wants to enhance their hair with more flexibility. You know, it moves better with this type of technique. The only thing is, this is not a protective hairstyle. So all of your hair will be exposed to the elements. So you should know that your hair will not be tucked away. It's all free, but that's what adds to the beauty of this look. It fills up your hair, so it gives you more volume, more length, and adds color without damaging your hair with chemicals. So the tools you'll need is this clamper that looks like a plier, and my beads are on that rope as you see there, that bedazzled rope. And what I'm doing is adding a cylinder to the hair first, and then I slide the cylinder onto the hair, and I clamp. I take a hair that's already pre-tipped. The hair's already pre-tipped, and I just slide it into the cylinder, and it's clamped on. And I do this by kind of like creating a track formation, if you will. So traditionally, you would have a track that has hair already, right? A weft. And you would just add this hair by glue or sew it on, braid your hair first, then sew it onto the braid. But with microlinks, you're creating a weight line that has a whole bunch of beads, if you will, that go straight across, and it creates like this track. You know, you're kind of doing them straight across, and it kind of creates this volume and length at the same time. So again, this is not a tutorial, so this is mostly like kind of like a look and learn, so you can kind of get the exposure to it. This takes about 3 to 4 hours. It can be shorter depending on what you want. She wanted a full head with color, so I added colors number 2, number 4, and 2 different blondes to kind of give her like a highlight effect. And then when it was done, it kind of looked more caramelly, which was a nice, enhancement for her hair. Her hair was pretty healthy. It had good length. She has good edge coverage. So really all I did was add length to her hair and color. So here's the weight line I was talking about. It looks like a track altogether. Here's how long it is. You can see the browns. Here's lifting it up. And this is what I'm talking about. If your hair can't lift up like this while these beads are in it, that means you didn't do it correctly. This is the proper way of doing it, and this is how it should look. So you should have a proper technician, install them for you. These can cost anywhere from like $400 and up, and that's $400 would not be with hair included. So you would spend a pretty penny for it. But considering if you did bundles, you're paying for your hair, which is about the same cost, and you're adding it in. So let's move along. So this is my second row, you guys, and it looks like there's not much hair there, but once it's done, you have pretty much a lot of hair. And here's a better look. I was trying to get the camera close enough so you guys can see, but it's really hard to record and do this technique at the same time. But you kind of get the gist. You can see that I've parted her hair in very, very clean lines, and I'm separating it. I'm adding the cylinders to her hair, as you see here. Once the cylinder is on, I take a piece of hair and I push it into that bead and I clamp it down. It's very repetitive. It takes a a good eye and, you know, just precision, because everything has to be clean. You can't have hairs from another parting because that could cause breakage and damage to the hair. You want to make sure everything is as neat as possible. It does take time to, like, you know, get this technique down packed. So you just gotta keep trying it. So here you'll see probably a better view of it, where I'm taking very thin strands of hair, um, enough that's compatible with the hair that I'm about to add in. I'm adding the beads, I'm adding the tracks, and here's how it looks. You push it in there, you get that clamper, and you like staple it down. Well, you're not stapling it, but you're like clamping it down to where it becomes flat. And that's how you get it to stay. This can be washed, it can be flat ironed. So you get a lot of flexibility with this hair. So again, I'm just on my second row, which is behind her ear. The next row is where you'll start to see the color, you know, just added into it. So all repetitive, just the same steps over and over. Beads, hair, and clamp. And you go to your next row. I probably got about 30 to 40 microlinks on each row, and as I get higher, it, you know, more is added on. And it sounds like a lot, but don't forget you're adding this here to kind of create the length and volume. So theoretically, the hair is being placed almost like strand by strand, like how you do extensions. Think of eyelash extensions. You have to add a strand to each eyelash. So it's kind of the same theory. And here it is pulled up. Everything is nice and neat, going straight in a row. Here's how long it is. Of course, it has to be styled and cut and all that good stuff. And this is definitely a good way to get like color without, you know, committing to it. She wanted to add color for a little while, but because her hair is permed, it's a little difficult to add color or bleached look, a light color like a blonde to her hair without it causing major damage. So this is a great alternative. I'm sorry if this video is so long. I was trying to really get you guys to see this transformation, how we go from, like, you know, a medium hair length to a long length. It's so amazing, and this style to me should be, I just wanted to show you guys that this can be achieved by a different technique other than your traditional weaving or wigs. You can do this with your own hair. So here you go. So here I've already added the color. It's the same technique. I'm just doing over and over. I alternated between, you know, the strands that I had. We have 4 different colors happening right here on this row, and this is what kind of creates my highlight effect. So I did 1 row of that. There's probably 50 beads on that side, and I'm just moving up to the second row, which will have the same thing. By now, we're at the temple level of her hair. I'm doing the same thing. The top of her hair will not have a whole bunch of beads because the top part is like your leave out. So you know when you're doing a weave and you have leave out, it's the same concept. Her top will cover the rest of her hair just like everything else, and she will have the top of her hair to cover where the microlinks are, so that way it's flawless and you don't see anything. The beads that I use, or the microlinks that I use, are colored dark brown. So as you can see from the frontal view, it's all coming together pretty nicely. I've added. So I'm coming to the end of it. I've already added all of the hair to her head. And now we're going in for the full transformation. I'm curling it and getting ready for the final look. And I'm just going through the hair, cutting it, shaping it, because with this, once you add hair and it's longer than your own, you want to make sure you shape the hair. It has to be cut. You have to put soft layers in it, just so everything can kind of marry together and everything's all in one. Of course, she doesn't have blonde hair, so you gotta make sure that's all like blended in. So I just go in and I kind of like cut the hair into like a light layers and frame it so it can all look realistic. And when it moves, you can't tell that this wasn't her hair. So, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, this lasts to 6 weeks. You can come back, get a refusion, and what that is the clips are moved up so that way it's tight again. And that's all you're doing. You're tightening up your hair and you still have your look for another couple of weeks if you want to. Wash, set, and go. So that is pretty much it. Look at her putting up her hair in a ponytail, just so smooth and classy, not bulky at all. I mean, why wouldn't you want to try this look? There's so many other techniques out there, and I am here to show you that you can do several different things. I am trained in a lot of different techniques. This happens to be one of them, so I wanted to kind of give you guys this exposure to microlinks. And it can be done on anyone, African American, Caucasian, Indian, Spanish. If you want it, you can get it. You just need 3 inches of hair and you're ready to go. And that is it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, you guys. See you later.